Okay, so welcome to today's topic. Hari ini kita akan membahas building championship teams ya. Dalam arti kita akan mengerti sebetulnya tuh kalau kita mau membuat sebuah tim yang bisa kompetitif, bisa jadi juara, komponennya apa saja sih? How do we know if somebody is a good team player or not? How do we recruit the team players? How do we build more team players? And then how do we empower them to go forward? Okay, so mengenai itu, boleh nggak saya minta tolong dari semua orang yang di sini untuk menulis di chat box mengenai membangun sebuah tim yang ideal, mengenai mengenal anggota tim yang ideal itu seperti apa sih, membina mereka, merekrut mereka bagaimana. Saya pengen Anda tulis satu hal that you would like to get from today, satu hal yang Anda ingin pelajari hari ini mengenai membangun tim yang solid, yang kuat. How to unleash your team's best potential. Gimana caranya timnya bisa positive thinking. And then memahami karakter tim lebih baik lagi. Apa lagi? Ya, gimana caranya bangun tim yang solid. Maximize the team's capacity. Working with positive vibes. How do we have positive vibes and how do we support each other? Building trust. Excellent. Good. So hopefully I will address all those points. Kalau seandainya ada yang kurang, yang ketinggalan, please let me know. Langsung kasih tahu ya. So here's some common problems. Ini ada beberapa problem-problem utama yang sering dihadapi tim. Let me know kalau ada yang familiar untuk Anda atau tidak gitu ya. So the number one common problem adalah keeping rotten apples. Kita udah tahu di tim kita ini ada buah yang sudah busuk, tapi masih tetap kita simpen aja. Ya, walaupun kita juga sebetulnya tahu mereka akan punya dampak ke buah-buah kita yang segar yang lain gitu kan. So we want to be really mindful here. We need to understand that the moment we can't fire an employee is the moment we've lost control of our business. Ya, jadi saat dimana kita sudah tidak bisa atau kita merasa tidak bisa melepas seorang karyawan, itulah saat dimana kita kehilangan kendali dari bisnis kita sendiri. Okay. The next thing adalah unclear what to look for. Kita nggak tahu nyarinya apa sih. Orang yang bagus tuh sebetulnya kayak apa sih? Orang yang kalau mau dapetin mereka di mana sih? Orang yang bagus di dalam kita tuh seperti apa sih? Siapa yang bagus, siapa yang nggak bagus? What do we do? Ya itu susah kalau kita nggak ada clarity untuk itunya. Okay. The next thing adalah underdeveloping. Jadi kadang-kadang kita berharap tim kita bisa mengangkat beban yang lebih berat, namun kita tidak memberi struktur dan infrastruktur untuk membantu dia untuk mengembangkan ototnya. Kita berharap ya coba aja angkat terus, nanti juga bisa suatu saat gitu. Ya, and then the other common problem adalah over atau under empowering. Kadang-kadang kita ngasih talinya terlalu banyak atau terlalu sedikit. Ya, kadang-kadang kalau anak buahnya kita kasih tali terlalu banyak tanpa kemampuan yang cukup dan parameter yang cukup, bisa-bisa mereka menggantung diri sendiri atau gantung orang lain atau malah gantung kita gitu loh. Kalau talinya nggak cukup, mereka akan merasa nggak bisa bergerak kemana-mana. Right? So we want to be mindful of these things. And then the final problem adalah kita nggak punya sistem. Yes, I'm recording, Jeff. We don't have a system on how to recruit. We don't have a system on how to develop these people. We don't have a system on how to empower them. Ya, kita asal-asalan aja dari situnya. So, obviously kalau kayak gini, yang terjadi di bisnis Anda adalah constant drama. Ya, banyak terus gesekan-gesekan, friction-friction yang muncul from your people side of the business. So, kalau boleh tolong ditulis di chat box. Dari 5 common problems tadi, kira-kira yang paling sering muncul di tim Anda tuh yang mana? Which are the problems that's happening a lot for you right now? Constant drama, penyebabnya apa tuh Dadan? Kira-kira yang mana dari 5 tadi itu? Little to no system to recruit and develop, okay? What else? No systems, no systems. Yeah, lack of systems. Common problem, yeah? So we're going to help you create a system hari ini based on having clarity, based on knowing what to look for, and making sure that you have a system to let the right people in and the right people out. Okay, so here's the opportunity. If that was the problem for you, we want to flip it as usual, right? So we want to make sure that we guard our door. Jadi kita ingin bisa menjaga pintu kita dengan baik, right? We want to hire slow and fire quickly. Kita pengen pelan-pelan saat merekrut orang, tapi begitu mau melepas orang kita harus melakukannya dengan cepat. Okay, you need to do it with a smile, ya, nggak usah. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes when we open the door for other people to leave our company, we're opening the door for them to have better opportunity. If you are not happy having these people in your company, they're probably not happy to be in your company. Ya, kalau Anda kesel mereka ada di kantor Anda, kemungkinan besar mereka juga nggak gembira banget harus datang ke kantor Anda setiap hari gitu loh. Jadi, it's okay to let people leave. And the cost of keeping a bad employee, a non-fit employee, it's much, much bigger than recruiting and training a new employee. Ya, biaya untuk menyimpan masalah itu jauh lebih besar daripada biaya untuk rekrut dan training orang yang lain gitu ya. So, if you're scared to lose your people because you don't have an alternative, then you need to think of, I need a recruitment system that is ongoing, and I need to have a training and development system that is ongoing. Okay? So, jadi kalau Anda takut untuk melepas orang karena nggak ada gantinya siapa, berarti itu tandanya kita sistemnya kurang kuat. Sistem recruitment, sistem development. Okay? Next adalah clarity before action. Ya, jadi we always need to seek clarity first. Kita harus punya kejelasan dulu sebelum bertindak. So I always teach you guys about framework before the work. Okay, so everything that we do, think about what is the framework that we can use before we start working on this. Ya, jadi apapun yang mau kita pikirkan, kita pikir dulu frameworknya apa nih sebelum kita langsung bekerja dari situ. Right? So you have categories, you have certain frameworks to help you think. Kalau kita nggak ada framework, susah untuk berpikir. Okay. And then you want to train accordingly. So jadi kita ingin memastikan semua orang ini berdasarkan beban yang kita harapkan mereka bisa mengangkat, harus ada program training yang membantu mereka untuk mencapai itu. Gitu loh. So ya, in order to help people achieve the goal that you want them to achieve, you need to make sure that you have the infrastructure to help them achieve what you want them to achieve. Think of a sports team. If you want them to win the Champions League, you got to have the right training, you got to have the right coaches, you got to have the right infrastructure to make sure that they have a good chance of reaching that goal. And then you got to empower appropriately. Ya, jadi kita saat mau memberi empowerment, saat ingin memberi ownership, kita harus bisa melakukannya dengan baik. So in my previous life, I used to coach soccer for children as well. So I coach in multiple levels. But the key thing is when I coach children, I would do my coaching during the practice. I would do my coaching during the halftime talk, the pre-game talk. When the kids are playing, they're playing. I'm not shouting at them apart from encouragement. Okay. Jadi waktu saya ngelatih anak-anak itu, satu hal yang penting yang kita selalu tanamkan ke pelatih-pelatih yang lain juga adalah untuk memastikan coachingnya itu terjadi saat latihan, bukan di saat pertandingan. Saat anak-anak bermain, bertanding, kita harus bisa melepas mereka, karena kita udah nggak di lapangan lagi. Right? The same thing we tell the parents. We tell the parents, if you're here to watch your kids watching your kids play, you can only cheer. You can't give instructions, you can't criticize. Let the kids play. Because we've given them the instructions, we've given them the training, now it's time for us to trust, right? Whatever it is they're doing, whatever it is they're getting out of the game, that's the part where they're learning. And then during practice, we will debrief with them again. What did you learn? How can we improve? This is what I saw. What did you see? Okay, jadi untuk menyiapkan pemain-pemain kita ini bisa bebas di lapangan, kita harus memastikan PR-nya kita dilakukan di saat latihannya dulu. Ya kan, apa sih kebiasaan-kebiasaan yang kita ingin mereka tunjukkan saat mereka bertanding? Itulah PR kita sebagai pemimpin, right? Mempersiapkan mereka di latihan, and then saat mereka bertanding, kita bisa trust, we step back. Karena kalau di sepak bola enaknya gitu kan, pelatihnya dilarang untuk masuk lapangan. But with you guys, sometimes, there's no boundaries, there's no rules. Okay? So I want you to think about that. Gimana caranya kita bisa empower appropriately. And then the final thing is that, the number one most important product for your business is the systems on how to run your business. Okay, so all of you, even though you have different industries, you're in the same business. You're in the business of creating intellectual property on how to run and grow a business successfully. Oke, jadi industri Anda mungkin berbeda-beda semua, tapi kita semua harus sadar bahwa bisnis Anda sebetulnya sama, which is menciptakan sistem, ya, intellectual property, untuk bisa menjalan dan mengembangkan sebuah perusahaan dengan baik. Right? So jadi your main work is to create systems atau processes that can be followed by the team members. Right? And then you can follow the systems yourself as well. So jadi Anda juga tugas nomor satu Anda tuh menciptakan sistem yang bisa Anda gunakan dan bisa digunakan oleh tim Anda. Make it simple. Ya, jadi kita ingin mengurangkan ruangan untuk berpikirnya. If you don't really have to think about it, make a system. If you need to think about it, great. But don't have to think about the same thing more than one time. Okay. So if you do all that, then you can have a team that actually energizes you. Ya, jadi kalau Anda bisa punya sistemnya itu, Anda melakukan semua hal ini, kemungkinan besar timnya Anda justru memberi Anda energi positif. Okay. Alright, so berdasarkan apa yang sudah saya sharing pagi ini, kira-kira satu hal utama apa yang Anda dapatkan dari sesi kita? What's been the most useful for you so far? Good. Okay, so I'm going to share with you 5 key principles that can help you to create your system. Okay, so number 1 adalah you need to have functional clarity. So as a football coach, as a sports coach, you need to be clear on how you want the team to play. Ya kan, sebagai pelatih olahraga Anda harus jelas caranya, kita pengennya tim kita nih mainnya seperti apa sih. We need to know where we need to be strong. Kita harus tahu di mana aja kita harus kuat gitu loh. Just to be competitive. And in the simplest sense is we need to know what is the functions that we need in our company and what specifically do we expect from each function. Ya, jadi kita harus jelas untuk setiap posisi itu harapan kita apa sih, ekspektasi kita dari mereka apa, dan tugasnya mereka tuh sebetulnya apa aja. Ya, so here you need to be clear on the goals. You need to be clear on the KPIs. You need to be clear on what kind of projects you expect them to do. Ya, jadi di sini kita harus clear banget untuk setiap posisi, goals-nya mereka apa aja, KPIs-nya apa saja, projects-nya kira-kira apa saja. Ya, di luar tugas mereka untuk menjadi anggota tim yang baik di situ. Okay, so you gotta be super specific sehingga saat mereka melihat ini, mereka sendiri juga jelas. Nggak ada pertanyaan lagi. I know exactly what is expected from me. Okay, dari sisi kemampuan maupun dari sisi perilaku. Right, so from the skills side of things, performance, as well as the behavior side of things. The next thing is personnel clarity. So once we know the functions, once we know the roles, we need to know what kind of people do we need to be in those roles. Ya, jadi begitu kita udah jelas posisinya tuh apa saja, kita harus jelas tipe orangnya seperti apa saja sih yang kita butuhkan untuk ini. Ya, jadi kalau untuk pemain bertahan misalnya, kita butuh orang yang berani masuk, ya, yang nggak takut nyakitin orang, ya nggak takut menyakiti dirinya sendiri. Tapi untuk yang pemain sayap atau apa, kita butuh orang yang lebih lincah, yang kecepatannya tinggi, yang so we need to understand we need different behavior types, we need different personalities to fill those roles. Yeah, there's people that's going to love numbers. We're going to need people that's going to love rules. We're going to need people that's going to love people. So depending on their position, depending on their goals, we need to be clear what kind of people do we need. Ya, jadi harus jelas banget nih gambarannya. We talk about a core customer profile. Well, here we're going to talk about the ideal profile for each position. Ya, jadi kalau di marketing kita ngomong core customer profile, tapi kalau di HR, di internal team, kita harus tahu nih profile yang ideal apa sih untuk setiap posisi di perusahaan kita. Okay. The next thing adalah we're gonna talk about how do we acquire new people. Gimana caranya sih kita dapetin pemain-pemain barunya ini yang ready to play, yang udah siap pakai gitu loh. Jadi kalau kita mau taruh mereka di tim utama bisa, mau taruh mereka di tim junior bisa, bagus di tim junior juga gitu. Tapi how do we find these people, how do we convince them to join us, gitu kan ya. Itu penting juga. And then we want to think about developing them. Begitu kita udah ada, gimana caranya kita melatih mereka supaya mereka bisa jago. Yeah, how do we get them so that their inherent behaviors, their inherent skills are being enhanced? The other things that they're lacking are being added. Yeah, the infrastructure is clear there. Okay, bagi yang butuh download linknya silahkan. I'll put it here. Okay. Kalau Anda belum dapat direct linknya, it means Anda terlambat. So next time show up on time. That's part of the characteristics of a good team player. Okay, so develop di situ. The next thing adalah we need to empower, right? Seperti tadi yang udah saya bilang saat melatih pemain kayak gitu. At some point kita harus mundur. Kita nggak bisa mukul bolanya. Pemainnya yang harus mukul bolanya. We need to understand when those moments are for each player. Ya, kita harus jelas di titik mana saja untuk setiap anggota tim kita, di mana kita harus fully trust mereka. Mereka juga harus clear itu gitu loh. They know when they can expect help, they know when they're expected to do things on their own. Okay? So those would be the 5 things that you need to think about to create a great system to build a strong team. Okay?